Hi, it's Jacob here at T Creek. We're going to learn how to do a pre-inspection on a machine before you operate. It's a really important part of machine operation. You always need to check your machine before you get on it and start operating. I have my helper here, Ezra, and we're going to do that right now. Okay, so we're going to start our inspection of our tractor before we get on it and operate it. If you can tell, if you've operated a machine before, the last person to operate this made a bit of a mistake. And by the end of this video, if you don't know what it is, we'll reveal it to you. So the first thing we're going to look for is any problems with the tires, any oil leaks that might be underneath the tractor, any fluid leaks, as well as anything that might be hanging down or dangerous that needs to be cleared out of the way. So Ezra, do you see anything hanging down that might be dangerous?
Yeah, for sure. We got some chains here. So this chain was falling through, so it'll have to be picked up.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want to leave that because it can get caught up in your machinery or your attachments and cause a lot of very, very expensive damage. So Ezra's going to clean that up. Going to check out the tires. How do they look, Ezra?
They look pretty good. There doesn't seem to be any damage or deflation since the last time we were using them, so they both look pretty good.
Yeah, good. And then we do have a fuel filter on this side. It's good to just visually inspect it, make sure it looks clean, make sure it's full of fuel, which it is. The first fluid for us to check on this tractor is actually on the very back. There's a little glass window there, and we need to just have a look at it and make sure we can see that there's hydraulic fluid in the tractor, and in this case, there is. We're good. Okay, as we're moving around to this side, this is the side of the machine that the operator gets on the tractor. So we need to clean it. In this case, it snowed last night. So Ezra's going to give a quick clean of the operating station so that the operator doesn't slip and fall when they get on it. As we move along this side of the tractor, we're going to check the engine oil. The engine oil dipstick is right here on this tractor on the left-hand side. Ezra's going to check it now. Got it. The next fluid we're going to check, we need a tool for it. It's the oil in the front differential. So we need to use an adjustable wrench in this case, which was in the tractor toolbox, and we're just going to check what's called the oil fill hole. So we're going to remove a bolt, and if a little bit of oil dribbles out, we know there's enough oil in there. We just checked, and there's no oil coming out of that hole. Not a great sign. This is why you do these checks. We're going to put some gear oil into this differential, into this front end of the tractor until oil starts to come out of that hole. Let's do that now. Okay, so I'm just cracking this open. Take this off and set it aside. For this tractor, it takes this 80W90, which is a very thick oil called gear oil, in this part of the tractor. So that's what we have here. Great. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the gear oil has started to come out of the fill hole. So we're going to put that bolt back in to stop it from coming out. And then we're going to let the rest of it go in there. You want it filled up basically to the top of the fill hole. Okay, so there's two more things we're going to check here on this particular tractor. One is fuel, which I've already checked, and the fuel level's good. The next one I'm going to check is the air filter. So with this one, we just pop this one cover off to check the air filter, and it looks pretty good. What we're looking for is how jammed full the air filter is with things that aren't supposed to be in there. And we just changed this not too long ago, and it looks okay. We're also going to check the coolant level. Coolant on this tractor is really easy to see. All you have to do is look at it, and we can see that the level is between the low and the full, right where it's supposed to be, and the color looks good. When you're checking coolant, it should be either usually green or red. Definitely not brown or any other color like that. I can see this one is a nice bright green color. So on machines like this one, where you have moving parts, you need to keep each of the moving parts well greased so they don't wear out. What we do is we write on here the last time they were greased in terms of the hour meter on the tractor, and it says 420. So let's have a check. It's supposed to be greased every 10 hours. So I checked the hours on the tractor, and it's overdue for a service on the front end, the greasing. We'll do that in a different video. So we're at the end of the video, and there was the one thing that the previous operator did wrong. I mentioned it. What is it, Ezra?
It's that they didn't lower the snowplow here, so you should always lower that when you park, and they didn't lower the pallet forks at the front. You should always lower your bucket or your pallet forks, whatever's on your front end, whenever you park your tractor.
Yes, and the reason why, there's a couple reasons. One is for safety, they act as parking brakes. Another reason is that it's really hard on the tractor hydraulic system to keep and hold everything up for a long time. So you always want to fully release the pressure in your hydraulic system when you're done operating your machine. Okay, so that's the end of our pre-inspection. Happy operating. Hope you enjoyed it.